Hello,
Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Oh, that's great. Jenny, I'm so sorry that I only joined now. I had a problem with my connection, but all good now. It's all working. So tell me, Jenny, how was your morning?
It was fine.
What did you do?
The whole day I just sleep and then just go outside. Just look at the window to see something new.
Oh, and what did you see outside the window?
Nothing much, just cars passing by.
Ah, cars passing by. And were there any people walking in the street, on the sidewalk?
No, there was no one. Only people that riding a bicycle.
Oh, the bicycle. And tell me, do you have a bicycle?
Yes,
Ah, and how many times a week do you ride your bicycle?
only Sunday and Saturday I don't go bicycle on the morning.
Oh, okay. And what are your plans for tomorrow? What are you gonna do tomorrow?
I still don't know.
Okay. And what do you wanna do? If you could choose anything, what would you like to do?
Well, go to a circus,
Yeah, and tell me what animals do you like to see at the circus?
a leopard.
Yeah, but aren't you scared of a leopard?
Well, yes, but I would love it in real life. I only see a fake version of it, but it looks so realistic.
Oh, they're beautiful. And tell me, do you like clowns?
No,
Not. Do they scare you?
yes, but not really.
Oh, okay. So you're not really afraid of them. And tell me, what about the acrobats? Do you like watching the people doing acrobats?
What's that?
Acrobats is when they swing in the air and they do this flips in the air and they do all these tricks all in the air. Have you seen that before?
Only in movie, in cartoon
Yeah,
version.
that is called acrobat. Okay. So what we're going to do today is, Jenny, we're going to talk about one global language. So what do you think? How many languages are there in the world? So how many?
One,
Yeah.
63.
Do you know there are more than 6,000 languages?
Oh,
Yeah, in the world. And this is a problem because people from different countries cannot understand each other. Okay? So that's why, will one global language be better for everyone? So do you think if everyone speaks English, it will be good?
well, if everyone can speak English, then that would be great because people in the other places to a new different place, that would be easy for them to communicate and make friends too.
Absolutely, I agree with you. Okay, so Jenny, let's have a look. Some English words may seem quite strange. Look at the list of words below and try to think of a new name that is simpler for these words. Okay, for example, pencil is a writing stick. What about a hamburger? Can you think of another English word for a hamburger?
A hamburger can be called a sandwich or it can just called bread.
Ah, so are we going to call it like a sandwich? That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sandwich. And what about a window?
Um, see through window? No. That
Can't
would be
use
too
window
common.
again. You have to use a completely different word.
Uh, Glass. I can just call it just glass.
What about glass door?
That counts too.
Okay, so glass, and we're gonna do both. There we go. I like that. And what about television? What is another word for television?
TV.
Okay, so that is the acronym for for television. So think of another word.
Like of the earth or what? So the
Think
television
yeah. Think technology wise.
knowledge. Well, maybe like flats.
Yeah. Yeah. A flat.
Yeah, a flat egg flat shape or something. What?
What about a flat screen?
It can be it too. Then
Hmm. Okay, that was good. What about restaurant?
what about kitchen? Kitchen. Yeah.
Ah, okay, so a kitchen is something we have in the home that is not open for the public. So now think about what you can call the restaurant. You can use the word kitchen, but you're going to add something that tells people that everyone can come there.
Okay. Um, a diner? No, that would
Yeah, a diner. That's perfect. Oh, yes. Yeah, a diner. And what about swimming? Another word for swimming. Hmm.
wow. When you say swimming, I almost think of the opposite of the number. Yeah, I already know this opposite. But swimming. Okay. What about like splashing? Splashing water?
Yes, Jenny, that is a good one. I love that one. Splashing water. Ah, that is a really good one. Well done, Jenny. That was amazing. Okay, so let's have a look at what we're going to do today. So, should each country have its own language? What do you think?
Well, each country has its own language, can be called its own country. By that, they can do anything they want without have the same rule, without having have to hear other country rules and have to take over it. And they could make their country look more beautiful.
Absolutely. And do you like to learn foreign languages?
That would be so cool because I can visit the country and make new friends over there and learn new things.
Ah,
Just
yeah.
come to a country.
And how many languages do we need to learn? What do you think? How many should everyone at least need to know?
Japan, Indian,
Mm-hmm.
and English.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
I like that. That is a good option. Absolutely. So let's have a look. So, what we're going to read today is one global language. Now, Jenny, can you read for us the article? What are they saying about one global language?
It's in different country, different places, language. As a result, it's hard to understand people from different nations. If we use only one language, would the world be a better place to live? Some people say that all countries should use one language. First, we can easily communicate with anybody. As a result, we can learn about other people's lives. When we understand each other well, we can help each other. This may stop us from fighting wars. Second, we can travel anywhere in the world and can feel comfortable. We sometimes feel scared when we travel to a country that speaks in different language. Such thing will not happen if our country uses one common language. Other people say that we should not have common language. First, the native speaker of a common language will have an advantage. If we choose Chinese as our common language, the Chinese people will become more successful than others. Second, most people in the world language will die out. This is already happened because many people want to learn English. Losing even more language will be terrible.
Oh, fantastic. That was really good. And what do you think about that?
Well, I think is learning in one language is a really bad idea.
And why do you say that?
Because, for example, if we take Korea, if everyone knows how to speak Korea, then Korea will maybe take over the world, maybe.
Yeah.
And maybe have, but well, they may understand each other, but it's just that if common country know have Korean common language, then Korean can take over the country. By that, the Korean will be much more successful.
Absolutely.
Other than that, the worst country maybe is like North Korea.
I like your opinion. Jenny, you are very smart. You're really, really smart. And you know quite a lot about Korea. Do you
Not really.
do you watch news on the TV?
I never watched them, but I just talked about them. All thing I can do just become a word.
Okay. So if someone had to tell you information about a place, you will always remember it.
Well, kind of. If over the years I can just remember simple word answer that they just say, I can only remember one word, a simple word, but have a lot of meaning.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. So tell me, Jenny, why is it hard to understand people from different nations?
Because a word, if the country will listen and we look at the word, we are used to it. We already see it and we know what it means and we know how to spell it. But if we go to another country and they may have some words that we don't understand, some foreign language that we still understand, and sometimes we don't know how to spell, could be hard for us to live there. And also, if we meet people that have different language and they don't know how to speak the same language as us, then it will be like really, really hard for us. So yeah.
I can imagine. Well done. Well said. And if we speak a common language, we may stop fighting each other. Why?
Well, because if we have to speak a common language, it's like words other people like words in like Korean and North Korea can understand each other because they can know one common language. They could speak to each other and knowing why and knowing the rules. They could set over and they could, end the war because they understand how much the country feels. And the wars feel while losing it, I think.
Wow. Yeah. And how do people feel when they travel to a country that speaks a different language? Do you think they feel intimidated? Do you think they feel scared, or do you think they feel excited to learn about the new language?
Depending on people, that I would say, but if we have a companion like our friend or our relative or sibling, that will be a great day because only the people we know is the great ways because we also have people that also live the same life as us, so we don't have to have in troubles because we already knew that we have one people that with us and also a same life as us.
So one person. So when we say one people, we say one person. People is plural. Okay. So one person. But that was good. And why is it not fair to use one global language based on what we read?
Because like if we only speak one common language, which equal to the one country that we speak in a common way, the country will know we can speak each other, we can understand each other, which is a great way, but it's just that one problem. That country that we speak in common language can know and take over the world. They maybe become successful and they will be easily get known by the country. They could sometimes be more successful than other countries, making them more stronger in the world. And sometimes maybe like they will take over the country, sometime like that.
Yeah, that is a good answer. And what will happen to many languages if we use one global language? What do you think is going to happen to the other languages as everyone, for example, if everyone in the entire world can speak English, what will happen to the rest of all the languages?
Sometimes if they get used to the language, they can, like if they get used to the language and if they speak the language they are from, sometimes they forget the name and they forget the meaning of the name in the country and they only know the meaning of English. Sometimes they can only speak English in their mind also and causing them to get used to them and making the world just become English. So that's boring.
That is. I agree with you. Well done. That was excellent. Jenny, do you like this topic? Do you like speaking about this topic?
Maybe yes.
Yeah, because you are quite good at it. You know quite a lot about languages. So let's have a look. Advantage, we're going to do vocabulary. Advantage, common, global, nations, and scale. Now, Jenny, I know you know most of these meanings. Which one would you like me to explain to you, or are you ready to do the exercise by yourself?
I don't get it, the nation.
Okay, so what do you think is a nation?
Internet, places, names, business name.
If you think of, okay, so you get a country, okay, you get, so global means the world, okay, so we know what is global. It means the world, the entire world. But what does a nation mean? So think about a little bit smaller. So what do you think is referred to as a nation?
A country, in places, maybe that's small.
So nation is a country. It's the same word for, it's the same meaning as country or a land. Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Fantastic. Now, can you do the exercise number 1 to 5 and tell me the words that is most suitable to the sentence?
There's many young children are scared of spiders.
Do you think that's true? Do you think that's true?
Maybe like a teenager and adults are still gonna get scared of spiders. But at the same way, I like to capture I had the weird way. I like to capture weird, like weird insect.
Yeah.
Like a butterfly, I capture it. A bees, I capture it. a worm, I also capture it. But why capture it? I want to keep it as a pet.
Oh, you want to keep it as a pet? And does it work to keep it as a pet?
I know how to raise them, but it's just that I captured them in a very small containment.
Okay.
So we're just easily making them just pass away in just a few weeks. So that's that.
Oh no. And why do you think they pass away so quickly?
Maybe like oxygen, but sometimes I give them sweet things, making their legs or their wings to get stuck in there, making them hard to get away, and then they died. But I saw the most longest way they live is spiders. Yeah.
Is? How many years?
Well, I captured just one single small little spider, but I didn't get the spider any food. But like a few years, it's still alive. You know why? Because it has oxygen. All they need is oxygen, and it still lives.
I didn't know that. Well, thank you for sharing that. I really didn't know they only need oxygen at least for a year. And tell me, did you touch the spider?
Ew, no. I only touch its legs.
Oh, ooh, but isn't that like gross?
No, but I feel like there's a strand of hairs. On tarantulas, I can feel it. But normal spider with skinny leg feel like there's a strand of normal hair.
And have you touched a tarantula?
Once, but I just freaked out, and then I just throw the box away. It was an accident.
Well, if I was you, I wouldn't call that an accident because I would definitely throw that thing away. Well, thank you for sharing that, Jenny. So, can you do number 2 for us?
There are about 200 nations in the world.
So nation referring to land, countries, okay, or even a state. Okay, well done. And what about number 3?
If two countries have common language, they share the language.
Fantastic.
Number 4, if you have an advantage is help you to become better than others. A global problem is a problem that the whole world needs to solve.
Fantastic. Well done, Jenny. That was really good. Okay, so moving on to our supporting opinions and refuting opinions. Let's see what they have in store for us. So once again, you're going to read it very slowly, number 1 to 4 and A to D, and then you're going to match them for us. And I want you to take your time. Okay, so you can start with the supporting one.
Yes, the world will be richer if one common language. Number 2, most people will feel unhappy with one global language. 3, we do not need to have one common language. 4, a global language helps us to have friends from all around the world. A, because we can easily speak to each other using the global language. B, because many languages will die out. C, because most of people don't communicate with people from other countries. D, because company will sell more things around the world. 1, the world will be richer if there is one common language. It's B, because no, that's wrong.
Okay, I'm waiting for you. Take your time. You can...
It's D, because company can sell more things around the world. Number 2, most people will feel unhappy with one global language. Is C, because most people don't communicate with people from other language. Countries.
From other countries, yeah.
3, we do not need to have one common language. Is B, because many languages will die out. Number 4, a global language helps us to make friends from all around the world. It's A because we can easily speak to each other using the global language.
Fantastic. Well done. That was really good. Now, moving over to the refuting side. Okay, can you do that for us?
Is number 1, people can communicate easily if we speak one language. Number 2, the world will be happier places if we speak one language. 3, native people of global language can get better jobs than people who need to learn the language. 2 many languages will die if we only use one global language. A, I disagree. People will be unhappy about losing their language. B, I disagree. It will take a long time for everyone to learn the global language. C, I don't think so. That is a problem. It is only natural for language to die out. D, I don't think that is a problem. There are always many jobs for people. Number 1, people can communicate easily if we speak one language. C, I don't think so. That is a problem. It is only natural for language to die out. 2, the world will be happier places if we speak one language. I disagree. People will be unhappy about losing their language. Number 3, native people of global language can get better jobs than people who need to learn the language. D, I don't think so. That's a problem. There are always many jobs for people. 4, too many languages will die out because if we only use one global language. Is B, I disagree. It will take a long time for everyone to learn the global language.
Oh, excellent. Well done, Jenny. That was really good. Okay, so now before we're going to do our other opinions, okay, our supporting and our opposing opinion, I want to show you something. We're going to watch a small video clip, okay, about languages. It's going to give you an idea for your debate. Let me just quickly get it. Here we go.
Why do humans speak so many languages? Language is a system that people use to communicate or share information. This includes speaking, writing, and making gestures or body movements. Only humans use language, though many other animals communicate in various ways. Early human ancestors began using spoken language several million years ago. Humans began writing about 5,000 years ago. Language made it possible for human societies to develop. Some of the oldest languages known include Sanskrit, Sumerian, Hebrew, and Basque. The capacity to learn and use language is inherited. Normally, all humans are born with this capability. Without any special training, children learn to speak by listening to other people's speech. Other forms of language, such as writing and sign language, must be taught. Approximately 7,000 languages are spoken in the world today. All languages constantly evolve. New words appear, new forms of saying things, new accents. Sadly, some of these languages are less widely spoken than others. Pusu, for example, it's a language spoken only by 3 people. Others are spoken by huge populations across different countries and are often popular choices among language learners. Experts do not know exactly where the first languages came from, but there are several theories, of which the best known is the Bow Wow theory, that says that language began with humans imitating the sounds animals make to communicate. Others believe that language is a divine gift. Or maybe people developed basic sounds to communicate the simplest ideas, such as how to use the tools and obtain necessary resources, such as food, water, shelter, and fire. The five most spoken languages in the world are English,
English?
1,132 million speakers. Like Latin or Greek back in the days, English is today's universal language. It is the default language in international business, tourism, technology, etc. English is still the most spoken language as well as the most common in the world, not due to its native speakers alone, but because many others learn it as a second language. Mandarin, 1,117 million speakers. When native and non-native speakers are added together, Mandarin is the second most spoken language in the world. Mandarin is not really a language, but a set of dialects of the Chinese language. The fact that unifies these dialects under one name is that their speakers can understand each other. Hindi, 615 million speakers. Hindi is, along with English, one of the 22 official languages in India, the second most populous country in the world. Spanish, 534 million speakers. It is the second most spoken language in the world in terms of the number of native speakers. Spanish is an official language of 18 American countries, also in Spain in Europe and Equatorial Guinea in Africa. French, 280 million speakers. Colonization allowed the French to spread throughout the world. Today is the official language of 29 countries on different continents. If English is the language of business, French was considered the language of culture. It is the language with the third largest number of non-native speakers.
So why do humans speak so many languages?
Over thousands of years, humans split off into groups that migrated in different directions. As that happened, one language could turn into many. People had to learn to live in very different places: hot deserts, freezing mountains, steamy rainforests. Each place had a different kind of weather, plants, and animals. Having new words to talk about, these new things helped people adapt to their new home and survive. After a while, new words and ways of living helped lead to totally new languages. Once a group of people settled in a place, they were often isolated from other groups. When people didn't mix much, their words didn't either. On the other hand, people did sometimes learn and borrow some words from other groups. For example, people speaking different languages might meet to trade, or were forced to leave home and move closer to another group because of war. Over long periods of time, then, both things, isolation and a little mixing, helped create so many languages. Languages are related, just like family members are.
Hi. Very interesting. What did you think about that, Cheney?
Complicated, but also it kind of makes sense though.
It does. It's a way of people getting to know one another and be able to understand. Okay, so let's have a look at the supporting opinion. So can you read for us the part, what are they saying about, do the world need to have a common language?
Is the world needs to have one common language. First, other people in the world can communicate with each other. That would be great because we can learn about each other's lives and culture. Second, the world would be richer. This is because companies from all over the world work together. At the moment, many companies cannot trade because they are unable to communicate well. More trade will mean more jobs for everyone.
Okay, now, can you read for us the opposing opinion?
I strongly disagree with the idea of global language. First, most people do not want a global language. They will be very unhappy if they cannot use their own language. In fact, the idea of a global language will fail. This is because people will continue to use their own native language. Second, we don't need a global language. Only a few people communicate with individuals and companies from other countries. Most people only need their own language to be successful.
Thank you. That was really good. Okay, so now can you identify for me the main supporting ideas? Why does the world need to have one common language?
The world needs to have one common language.
What are the reasons? What is the reason why? Can you give us the supporting ideas?
If other people in the world can communicate with each other, that would be great.
And then what else?
Because we can learn about each other's lives and cultures.
Yeah, about each other's cultures. And what else?
People in the world will be richer. This is because companies from other world work together. At the moment, many companies cannot trade because they aren't able to communicate well more.
So companies cannot trade. Okay, excellent. And what will the result be if the companies can communicate?
As more trade will mean more job for everyone.
Okay, so that means more business. Okay, if they can speak the same language, they're going to get more business, and that more business is going to mean more jobs for everyone. Okay, well done, Jenny. That was great. Now let's go to the opposing one. So can you give me the supporting ideas for why I strongly disagree with the idea of global language. Why do they disagree with the idea of global language?
As most people do not want a global language, they will be very unhappy if they cannot use their own language.
Yeah, so they will be unhappy. And why will they be unhappy if they cannot use their own language?
In fact, the idea of global language will fail. This because people will continue to use their own native language. Second, we don't need a global language. Only a few people communicate with individuals and companies from other countries. Most people only need their own language to be successful.
Okay. So now we've seen the other side. Well done, Jenny. That was really good. Now, that gave us a very good idea about why we should have one language and why we shouldn't have. Now, let's discuss. Will you stop speaking Korean? Okay, I'm going to change the question. Will you stop speaking Vietnamese and use another language if you can be more successful?
Well, no, because if I'm from the country that I live in, I already know everything about my life and my cultures. Like that, I can only know my ancestors. By changing the language that I'm not speaking from the country but other country, I have to know everything about the country, life, cultures, and everything that they did. And if I want to be more successful, I need to find a job in there. But finding a job can be difficult at first because people that we met, people that we learn and knew, we don't really have much about people in other language that we trying our best to change. It can be hard to be successful, so I don't really see the difference of that.
You made a valid point there, Jenny. That was really good. Okay. So especially when, like you mentioned, the culture, you gotta learn everything from scratch. and you're going to know everything from before the time, the history. So that plays a very important role. And will people communicate easily if we speak one common language?
Yes, they can understand each other, life and cultures.
Mm-hmm. And will trips to different countries be better if there is a global language? Would it be?
That would be awesome because we don't have to try our best to learn a new language just to come to trip that in our dream that we really want. And by that, if we have a common language, we can understand each other. By that, we can enjoy our trip without having to be concerned about the language in other countries.
That's a good point. Okay. And which language should we choose as the global language? What do you think?
I don't know.
It can
English?
be any language. It doesn't need to be English. If you had to choose, okay, the language. Say, for instance, English was not our global language, okay? If you could choose, which language would you say should be the global language if English wasn't there?
English wasn't there, then Russian, British, but that would be a hard one.
Okay. So Russian, that is a very interesting one. I like that. And why do you say Russian?
Because I learn new word every day. And besides, the words in the Russian kind of look interesting. By that can be very hard. But if we learn that from when we are a child and when we become an adult, that would be great because we can come anywhere, we can speak to other people, and we can learn the culture, what it's like to be a Russian people too.
I like Russia. That sounds very interesting. Thank you, Jenny, for that. And then the last one. Is it a problem if more languages die out? What is your opinion?
I don't really know depending on the global language. Common language if we speak in a common way, and if they die out, we have to learn a new one. Or we can just not. So I don't know.
I think it is a problem if more languages die out because with languages is connected with cultures. And that means that some cultures are losing a valuable thing about them. And then they have to start something from all over. Maybe? Don't know. Okay, so Jenny, let's have a look. Can you choose number 1, number 2, number 3? Which one would you like to debate?
It's number 1 is we should have one global language.
Are you opposing or are you refuting?
I'm opposing.
Okay, are you ready?
Is we should have one global language. It's because that sometimes if we want to go to another country, see things and what it's like to be in one country that we didn't know we met, learning in a common language can be very easy for us. We can meet other people that we don't know. We can speak in that one common language. We can understand each other in culture and lives. And we can make a lot of friends if we know about them all their lives. And by having a new trip day by day, we can also have common language. By that, we can enjoy our trip without having to learn that language just to go to our trip. And we can also make a YouTube about going to other countries too. That would be a great idea.
Oh, yeah, that would be. And would you make a YouTube video going to another country?
I would, but I don't. If I make my first video, then I don't really know how. So I don't know.
Okay, so maybe someone can help you that knows how to do it. That was really good, Jenny. I really like your opinion. However, for the sake of the exercise, I'm going to refute. So, we shouldn't have one global language. The reason being is because a lot of languages comes from many, many years, from historical background and from different cultures. And if we don't have those language, if we speak one global language, then those languages are going to slowly die out. And in a few years' time, no one's going to be able to speak those languages because they're not going to remember it. They're only going to speak the global language. And it makes visiting other countries much more interesting if we speak different languages, because there are lots of ways we can understand one another. We have apps that can translate. We have some people that learn languages that can be a translator to be able to understand if we need to ask something. And it helps us also to respect people's values, opinions, and also respect other people's beliefs and cultures. And that's why I think we shouldn't have one global language. Okay. What did you think of that? Did you enjoy that debate?
Yes.
Oh, Jenny, you did absolutely amazing today. So did you have fun?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, which one? Number 2, number 3, would you like to do for homework?
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay, that's perfect. So, Jenny, you are going to do both the opposing and refuting and send it to me. But Jenny, well done. We had an amazing session today, and you must have a great week. And I'll see you next time. Bye, Jenny.
Goodbye. Have a great day.
You too.